One other quick news thing, which I wanted to very quickly touch on. Si, I'll come to you on this one. Ryan Fitzpatrick unlikely to return with the Dolphins next year. Said he's. I read the other day said he's going to be looking elsewhere for a contract. Sad news for you. Obviously, a good player and really appreciated by this podcast for sure. But is that the right move? Do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, we love Fitz. He's a hero amongst the fans, isn't he? So, got nothing but respect for the guy for what he's done over the last couple of years while he's been with the Dolphins. But as long as he remains with the team, there's always going to be that temptation to yank Tua out if he's not playing particularly well, and we've effectively got to remove that now. That's been done and dusted this season. I think next season we've just got to go with Tua regardless to ensure that he develops properly. And if Fitz is on the roster, there's always going to be that temptation to revert back to what they did last season. And so I feel as though they've just got to take that out of the equation and go with a genuine backup, because let's face it, Fitz is not a genuine backup. He could quite easily start on loads of teams in NFL. So I think we've got to look in the direction of a true backup to fill that role rather than Fitz, I think.
Yeah, look forward to seeing him on the Patriots roster next year then.
Oh, no, you said it. Oh, no. That would break my heart.
For sure.
I think Fitz was a little bit hurt by the benching.
Yeah.
I think benching is the wrong term. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was sent to the bench, but at the same time, it was almost... It was inevitable anyway. It wasn't like he was benched necessarily solely on performance. It was something that was always going to happen. And to be honest, had there been a preseason, we may not even have started the season. It wouldn't have been a problem. I think that really hurt more than. I think he was, the consummates of professional. He went through the season, said all the right things, did all the right things. But I think when it really comes to it, if I've got the option to leave, like I don't want to be treated like that again.
Right.
And I think that's more than fair. Also, I completely agree with what Simon said. Like, I'm completely training wheels off. I'm like, Tua, you're the guy. We're going to live or die by this, because I'm not as a. I think NFL, anyone in the NFL, they're confident people. They believe in what they're doing, and by retaining Fitz again, you're essentially saying, we might have got this wrong. And I don't think you can work on the assumption that you've got it wrong. And I think even with the backup, I don't see them bringing in someone who started in the NFL before. I think you bring in a serial backup, or you even go the rookie route and put someone in. But where it's completely unquestioned that you two as you go.
And I know the quality of Fitz, we've already said he's a starting caliber quarterback. But looking at the opposite angle here is how many opportunities do you get to have a starting caliber quarterback as your backup? So that's the flip side, and that's what effectively they'll be losing if they don't re-sign Fitz or if he leaves.
Yeah, exactly. Jason, quick one from you. I mean, as leaders alluded to it, do you go for the veteran backup, or do you think a rookie draft pick 5th, 6th, 7th round sort of thing comes in?
You do both. You get a serial backup, a Colt McCoy. A guy like a Chase Daniels, who literally has got the greatest job in the world, is to be a God forbid. And that's what we need. Not a guy who's got the ambition to start. And God bless Ryan Fitzpatrick. If he's got one more full year in him, which I really wished would have been 2019, in all honesty, I really would have wished he had that full year in the sun. But you draft a guy in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, you get all your positional players, you get your solidification of the lines, and then with your 6th overall draft pick, whenever that falls this year, you get a guy who will be a serial backup for the next 10 years. And then you got to get a 3rd quarterback, so maybe someone gets signed in. So, yeah, you go both routes, and you got to let this season, if Tua is the guy, no, you look around the quarterback room, and he's got to almost laugh like, I can't screw this up.
Sorry.
You've got to add that element of competition as well at the position, because you can't very well go in and not have that, because that's not going to push Tua to be better and to grow. Everyone is going to be set in their ways, and there's potential for those players to be complacent. So I think it's important to get enough competition in there to push them harder. And we saw it with Ryan Tannehill, didn't we? When he was there, he didn't have any serious competition at all throughout his time as as a quarterback of the Dolphins, and look where he ended up. He wasn't really pushed, he wasn't really tested internally, and it didn't work for him. So I think whilst we agree there needs to be that serial backup as the backup, he needs to be good enough to be able to push to keep him on his toes.
Sorry, just slightly as a tangent as well. I would be all for finding another left-handed quarterback, because it's always been a real pet peeve of mine, not necessarily with the left-hand, right-hand thing, but when you've got a Cam Newton, for instance, Cam Newton in his prime, and his backup's nothing like Cam Newton, then it's almost a double whammy, because you lose a superstar quarterback, but at the same time, your offense has to change because he simply can't run the same stuff. You got Michael Vick, like you're not going to get another Michael Vick, but you need someone mobile. Like, you can't replace a mobile quarterback with a stature, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? You can't have like Lamar Jackson sitting behind Joe Flacco. It's just a complete mismatch. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that sort of thing. I would be, get me as close as you can get to Tua. Great, get me a left-handed guy. So the offense, if he comes out, the offense essentially, it's obviously going to be scaled back, but can operate in a somewhat similar fashion.
It's easier said than done, though, I think, Lee, to be fair, because how long have we waited for a left-handed quarterback to appear in the NFL? I think the last one was Kellen Moore, wasn't it, when he was at the Jets? And we've waited so long now for one left-handed quarterback to come in. What are the odds of finding another one? A bit like London buses, aren't they? They're probably, you wait ages for one, Jason, and then two come along at once. But
I've never been across the pond. I can't wait. I will hail a bus with you gentlemen any day.
The other thing is, I wonder if, though, part of the reason you don't see many left-handed quarterbacks taken later in the draft is they're left-handed. People aren't willing to put the time in, because if you get down to the back end of the draft, you want someone that has some upside, but also with the least amount of work possible, because you don't want to have to take it on. So I wonder if there is an opportunity there to do something. If not, just do what Tua's dad did: teach someone to throw left-handed.
Or maybe we could teach Tua to throw right-handed.
Maybe that's the way.
Because he is right-handed naturally, isn't he?
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah,
when's Tua's brother coming out? Is he left-handed? Anyway,
no, he's not. He's right-handed. But I was just going to say
that's the ultimate bet hedge for a dad, is to get a lefty and a righty quarterback.
I was just going to say Dylan Gabriel out of UCF. Just screams left-handed, short quarterback with a big arm. So next year, when he comes out, there's your guy, he's your backup.